Okay. Strategic applications of IT. Do you all agree that there's a lot of applications for IT nowadays? Yeah, I mean, that's everything. Everything. Well, I didn't start the slides, did I? That's pretty much everything now is IT based. Is there anything that's not IT based? Can you think of anything? Come on, even drug, dealers is IT based. They cell phones stuff. So I think pretty much everything is IT based now.
Bitcoin mining.
That's IT based using
That's what
computers.
I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
That's all IT.
Pretty much everything relies on it. Even if you're an idiot, you still probably have a cell phone and you do something on it. You might not pay bills, but you probably do something on it.
Amish cart fixers.
What is it?
Amish cart fixers.
The Amish.
No,
That's a good idea, Amish. I went to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I actually went up there to the Hershey Park, which was kind of cool. Stayed in the Hershey Hotel. Believe it or not, free Hershey's. But we went and saw the Amish. They don't use buttons. At least they have just straight pins.
Yeah.
That would be hard. Bend over. Oh, stab myself. But it was very interesting. I went through a little tour of what Amish life is like, but not for me. But you good point. They probably don't use too much, yet they have web pages now. So I don't know. Okay, let's continue on. Procurement and supply chains. Procurement is when you get stuff. Okay, we purchase goods from people, and that's massively changing nowadays. We're getting stuff from all over Europe. We're getting stuff worldwide. I bought something on Amazon this morning. With Amazon Prime, what does that mean?
Comes in 2 days.
2 days, free shipping. I'm getting it on the 29th. Which I really don't need it until then, so that's fine. But I was looking at that, I'm like, Amazon Prime, 2 days free shipping, I'm getting it on the 29th. It's just because it's not available for shipping yet. Once it becomes available, to ship it in 2 days. But stuff like that's really changing the way we do stuff. Okay? Supply chains, we purchase goods from their suppliers, or suppliers, or whatever down the line. And once you get big enough, a lot of times you can actually start making stuff yourself. Sergeant Gert sells, I don't know if I ever showed you his webpage. Let me show it to you here real quick.
T-shirt thing?
Yeah. I actually made his webpage years ago. It's like totally different now. Come on. Show up. Okay. He sells, wow, he's got all kinds of crap. He sells pretty much everything. And let's find coins. Come on. Coins. Here we go. He sells all these different coins. Okay. Originally, he would buy them from somebody who bought them from somebody else, and so on and so forth. He sells enough now where he actually buys them from the place that actually makes them, which is kind of nice. So not a lot. You have to have a large volume to do that. I used to buy stuff from Tech Data, TECH Data. They were kind of like an IT clearinghouse at that point. You couldn't buy directly from the maker of something. You had to buy it from one of their distributors. Same kind of thing. But yeah, so supply chains, you really could be buying it from multiple different people. It says, includes not just from themselves, but the relationship amongst them. Okay? Procurement process, we could find things, we could search for things, we do credit checks. Back when I used to sell stuff, I had to get credit checks done before I could buy stuff from companies. Why do you think they wanted that? Is we going to pay the bill? And how much can we buy without paying? In other words, net 30. In other words, you pay 30 days after you get it, that kind of stuff. Okay? Pricing, pretty much negotiable on most things, not everything, but on most things. Bought a picture frame in Walmart the other day, a week ago. I just wanted a really cheapy picture frame. So what do you think a cheapy picture frame costs?
$7.95.
I found one for $1.75. That's just darn cheap. But I bought two of them. So I get up the cash register, no price on either one of them. No barcode, no nothing. I'm like, well, hell. So I'm like, oh man. He's like, what'd it cost? I'm like, I think it was $1.75. I'll give it to you for $1.50. Like, sweet. It ends up being with $1.90 something. But he'd already let me check out. So really, even Walmart's negotiable. Now I'm assuming if it was an $800 TV, I said it was $1.75, he would have wanted to do a price check. But picture frame, they're not going to care so much. But credit terms, escrow, quality, all that. Quality's a big deal. Lumber too. What's the name tell us? It's not the best lumber. It's it's not best. It's the second grade, okay? So then order product, we could give them a purchase order. Rose State buys stuff on purchase order, but not everything on purchase. In the past, we had to buy everything on purchase order. But there's some companies that will not accept purchase orders. So now we can buy stuff on a Pro card, okay? Then we can invoice. The way Rose State does it is we buy stuff on a purchase order. They deliver us the stuff and invoice us for it. Upon receipt, when the order is complete, then we pay it, okay? Also shipping. Where is it shipped from? We bought a safe. The safe in the back of my office. Just, I don't know, 2-3 foot tall safe. And it was funny because when we bought it, we actually put money aside for the safe, not for the shipping. What do you think it costs to ship a safe? More than the safe itself. So when they actually went to pay it, they're like, whoa. It seems that the shipping was more than the safe. So we had to put more money in there. So it was kind of funny. So that's one thing you need to think about when you're buying stuff. Cat litter, for instance. I buy it on the commissary, on Tinker. $8.99 for a 25-pound box of Fresh Step cat litter. And I said, you know what? I should be able to find it cheaper at Amazon. Don't you think? I should be able to. I can find it for the same price and maybe a couple cents cheaper, but then like 12 bucks in shipping. So they want, why? Because it's 25 pounds. So, shipping is a big issue. Okay, delivery, when do you need them by? A lot of places now there's a name for it. Can't think of the name. You want it so it arrives right when you need it, not before. There's a name for that. Not on demand, but maybe it's, I can't remember if it's in here or not. But do you really want to get a whole bunch of crap? I don't know. If you've never sold stuff before, you buy and sell, you actually got to pay taxes on your inventory at the end of the year. So if I buy 1,000 widgets and I haven't sold them yet at the end of the year, I have to pay on those widgets. So that's why a lot of places have the end of year sales. They get rid of it, okay? Then pay. Net 30 means I get a discount if I pay within 30 days, stuff like that. It's just, I never did that, but you could, okay? All right, types of procurements. Could buy directly from somebody, or indirect. It says all other goods are not, directly invoiced. So if I'm buying a car, I'm buying the car itself. Are they going to send me an invoice for the oil in the car or the tires? No, I just bought the package deal. So those are more what's called indirect goods. Or you buy food. So I'm going to go to Arby's over here and buy a sandwich after class. Are they going to charge me for the oil to cook it in? No, that's like still required for the making of it, but it's all added into the cost of the item. Okay? Purchasing, we can contract. What now?
You technically are paying for it because
right.
it's added into the
They're just not charging me for the oil. But some things do now. Think about airplanes and cruises. They now charge you a surcharge for gas. But you notice that surcharge never goes down. It's like they charged us for luggage because it was getting more expensive due to gas. Gas is the cheapest it's been in 10 years. Have they removed luggage fees? No, they have not. My insurance, home insurance, went up 28% this year. And I asked why. Oklahoma, tornado, this is why it went up. Said, okay, what happens if we get no tornadoes for a couple of years? Will it drop? I said, no. Once it goes up, it never comes down. That's why I'm really surprised gas prices are low. By the way, they went up 10 cents last night in California.
So that means they're going to go up
Oh, they're going to go up here shortly.
30 cents here.
Yeah, so expect it. Okay. But, so contracting, long-term, actually Amazon's getting into that. You can buy toilet paper now, where they ship it every 3 months, or every whatever months. I don't know, I might have told you this the other day, but those products that the female gender needs, the male gender does not. Well, we signed up for the auto shipping of those, and we have tons. And she forgot to turn off, they always notify you 2 days out, hey, we're getting ready to ship this. She forgot to say no, so now we have double the quantity. And we had the same issue with dog food for a while. They would want to ship it, because when you first buy dog food, it's like, how much do I need? Don't know. So they tell you, hey, we're shipping dog food in a week, and you can postpone it or cancel it. So a lot of contracting works that way now. You get a discount based on your quantity, based on the delivery time, based on all that stuff, okay? Spot purchasing says involves purchasing goods based on immediate need. Where was I at? I was, actually I think it was Oktoberfest in downtown Choctaw. I don't know if you guys ever been to that, but it wasn't this last year. It was the year before. I was working in the kitchen. We ran out of buns. I'm like, crap. So what do? You run to the closest grocery store and you buy buns. Because that's what they had. They were out. I think it was schnitzel buns at that point they were out of. Yeah, it was like, crap, we need them right now. So they ran out. So that, you know, so it sucks, but a lot of places end up doing that. A lot of fast food restaurants that do that. You know, I do mystery shopping, and it was funny. One of the big questions is the napkins at Sonic. They're supposed to have a Sonic logo. But I guess there's a problem. If a Sonic runs out of napkins, what do? They go to Walmart and buy napkins. So basically, I'm looking for the logo to see if they're selling the correct napkins. So spot purchase is another thing, you know. Could be getting it from someone totally different, but I need it today. Okay? All right. So as a supplier, what type of person would you want? What do you think? If you're the supplier, if I'm going to buy from you, would you rather have contract or spot purchase?
Contractor.
Yeah, definitely, because then I can base what I'm going to build and make based on what you guys buy. A lot of stuff is going that way. That becomes subscription-based stuff. Way back when I ran my consulting business, I charged by the hour initially. But believe it or not, I sucked at accounting. I'd go 6 months without billing anybody. And they're like, Ken, you haven't billed this in like 6 months. I'm like, I don't know, 20 hours. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, I don't know. So I switched to contract. Basically, I says, you're going to pay me so much a month, every month, and that's it. Unless there's an excessive amount of hours, you're covered. And they all went for it. Even though now, instead of paying a small amount every 6 months, they were actually paying more every month, but they could budget based on it. And I liked it because I got more money that way, and I didn't have to worry about tracking hours that way. And I think one of them did balk. I said, here's the deal. Those who do go under contract with me, when they call me, I'm going to take care of them. But if I have one customer that's not on contract and one that is, if you call me and you're not on contract, guess what happens? I go to the other guy first. I'll get to you, but it might be tomorrow. So they all signed up for it. So it actually worked really well. So until I sold the company and the guy who bought it sucked and they all left. It's like, sucked. Okay. All right. Multi-tier says, evolves a complex series of transactions exist between a single firm, multiple suppliers. Maybe you're buying something, but you know, different pieces have to be put together. You can kind of think of it, you know, believe it or not, you can actually have something put in Walmart. Did you know that? Mm-hmm. You can make a product and have it put in Walmart. Because really all Walmart, I mean, they do sell their own stuff. But for the most part, it's really just shelving space. It's the same with the 7-Eleven. You know, all they are is the building, the employees, and that's about it. It's just shelving space, okay? So sometimes, you know, you might buy from somebody who buys it from somebody else, or, you know, it's just kind of a weird deal. The whole, you know, I do mystery shopping for grocery stores, and it's funny because I found some expired bread. So would I report expired bread? Yeah, the store is selling expired bread. The manager got all upset with me because I have nothing to do with the bread. Because that's done by the bread guy. He comes in twice a week. He's supposed to take care of it. I'm like, dude, I just checked for expired bread. You have expired bread. He goes, but it's not mine. I'm like, it's in your store. So it's kind of a weird deal, okay? But sometimes you get primary people who buy from other people and so on and so forth. So the supply chain really sucks. And usually when you can make the supply chain shorter and less participants, you end up getting more money. Because, you know, now this guy's not having to pay this guy, who's not having to pay this guy, and then that's why, you notice how the car dealers, you really can't buy a car. Like, I could not go to GM and buy a car. I have to go to a car dealer. You know, Tesla's trying to change all that. There's one state, is it Texas? There's one state that you can already buy directly from Tesla.
Texas in the mall.
Is it Texas?
There's this little thing you can go into, and that car's sitting in the middle of the little cubicle in the mall. Right. And
it's actually Tesla selling it. I knew there was one state that did it.
It's really weird.
Yeah. But wouldn't it be nice? I mean, okay, I buy from a car dealer over here. I bought it from, you know, Huderberg on the corner. You know they made profit on my car. You know, way back before I bought my car, when they were first developing the car, they sent out a survey, you know, if you're interested in the car, would you like to be able to buy directly from GM delivered straight to your house? Hell yes. Because I knew I wanted the car. So they had a prime candidate for a purchase. but no, I couldn't buy it from them. I had to buy it from our car dealer. And that they're throwing a big fit. These car dealers are like, no, don't allow that, because that's their bread and butter. So, and their point is, yeah, but we let them test drive it. Try it. You know what? But if you want something, do you test drive everything from Walmart? I'm going to buy a loaf of bread. I'm going to take that loaf of bread out for a sandwich real quick, and if I like it, no, you buy the loaf of bread. So yeah, I realize a car is a major purchase. That's why we have Best Buy. You try it out, then you buy it at Amazon. But things are changing in that aspect. I bet in the near future we will be able to buy directly. I hope we can. That'd be awesome. Okay, so here's a picture of it. One they might be making it here, going to the next guy, and the next guy, and then you finally buying it. Which kind of sucks. If you can make that shorter, it's actually cheaper for you. Okay, legacy computer systems. I went to, the new name is now MTM, which stands for Midwest Trophy Manufacturing, which used to be just Midwest Trophy down on 29th Street in Del City. They make awards and stuff like that. Okay, what's funny is I was checking out, and they were using an old DOS-based computer system to connect an AIX mainframe in the back. I'm like, dude, this is 2015. He's like, I know, we're still using it. I'm like, that's tough. What do you think happens if their system breaks?
Screwed.
They're screwed. Big bucks to fix it. I remember when I used to fix computers and sell computers. Do y'all remember Visa Local Bus? Some of you might have heard of it. VLB. Basically, it was a video card that was the entire length of the case. Okay? But basically, what it had is you had, the old ISA bus, then you had the PCI bus. But before PCI, they had Visa Local Bus, which pretty much gave you twice the speed for video. That was around for a few years, then it was gone, because then we came out with PCI. Well, I had a client who still had a machine that had a Visa Local Bus video card. Oh my God, it was a pain in the butt to find one, and it was very expensive because no one sold them. It was a legacy component that he still needed, and it's like, I probably paid 5 times the price. But that's what we needed, so it kind of sucks. Okay, MRP system, says firms to restock, and the problem is a lot of these are proprietary. They're built directly for that company. Okay, we used to have what's called HP Reflections here at Rose State prior to this whole PeopleSoft thing, but it got to the point where no one would maintain it. The hardware was outdated, non-maintainable, and the software could no longer be maintained. So what do? You kind of have to upgrade. Don't they kind of do that with Windows? Oh, we're no longer supporting Windows XP or Windows 7 or Windows whatever. I mean, try going into a store and buy Windows 7. You can't. You buy Windows 8, and you can get a copy of Windows 7 and replace it, but, it sucks. Okay? All right. Supply chain management refers to the wide variety of activities. Okay? That's kind of down here at the bottom. I was talking about the supply chain simplification is you're shortening it. We don't want to have to buy from one guy who buys from another guy who buys from another guy. Yet, you also want it so you can just buy what you want. So it's, you don't want to get it too simple. Okay? EDI, we mentioned that a little bit, not really used anymore. It was a computerized system of transferring money, paying bills, ordering, stuff like that. Okay? Let's see, collaborative commerce, that's where you work together. Actually, we do that here. Our D2L system, which y'all, what D2L is. We got a better deal because us, OSU, and I think we all use it together under the Oklahoma education system. So we got a better price because we collaborated on it and said, hey, we got this larger user base. So, that helps as well. Okay? So here's what I was telling you. We already talked about that. Trying to make it easier, making it better quality, cheaper. But, it's not always the easiest thing to do. Quality is the big deal. They talked about that. Quality requirements. What do you need? And, you get what you pay for. I bought some cones this morning. Those little small 7-inch traffic cones. I want some because my stepkids have been driving my lawn tractor. Well, they suck at it. Okay, they all over the road. It's killing. So I want to put some cones out there so they can learn to steer and back up and all this stuff. But I was buying these traffic cones. I think it was 12 of them for $9. The reviews were you get what you pay for. So what does that mean? They're going to be shitty quality, but they're going to run over them anyway. And we're talking $12. It's not a big deal. But as long as I know the quality I'm getting, I'm okay with that. I looked at the little bit better quality, it's like $7 per cone. So I'm like, I'm getting 12 of them for $9, or I can spend $7 for one. So I'm fine, run over all of them, I'll replace them. So, it's not that big a deal, okay? Tight coupling, it says, method of ensuring the suppliers precisely deliver ordered parts at a specific time. That's a really big issue, especially with fast food. And you ever notice how there's sales sometimes? What happens if, Taco Bueno. Does anyone know what's happening tomorrow at Taco Bueno? It's Taco Thursday, 49-cent tacos at Taco Bueno. They've been doing this for a while now. So what do you think is going to happen tomorrow, Thursday, at Taco Bueno? They're going to sell a lot of tacos. So what happened if they didn't have any taco shells? That would suck. Okay. So in other words, so when they're buying them, they want to make sure, hey, you know what? Thursday we're selling a lot of extra tacos. You better have taco shells on stock, okay?
I think that's just because their restock day is Friday.
It's weird. Monday, I think, is their 49-cent breakfast burrito, whatever crap. But Thursday's always been Taco Thursday for a while. So, but that's something pretty critical. If you're gonna have a sale, y'all know Sonic's prices went up this week too. Made me mad. Went up by like 60 cents. But what's it got to do with this? Nothing. They overcharged me twice. Okay, I got to report it. But so there's EDI. It was a way of buying and purchasing and invoicing all in one. Way back when, document automation, then document elimination. Actually, I'm on a committee that has a meeting today at 2. We're trying to get rid of some more paperwork here. At the end of the semester, here's what happens. Obviously, we give you all grades. It goes into the computer systems, but we also print out 2 copies of it. One copy gets stored here in our building. One copy gets stored in admissions. Why?
So no one can fake a degree by hacking into your system?
Okay, but 2 of them?
In case a fire is in one building?
Well, then why don't we have 3? What happens if fires in 2 buildings?
Tough nuggies.
Yeah. So we're trying to ask the question, why are we printing this out? What gets me is, at the beginning of each semester, I get a roll, which is valid for about 5 seconds after it's printed. Because you guys enroll late, you drop, you move classes. Why don't we just look in D2L or look in Oasis? It's updated instantly. So, the whole getting rid of documents is a big issue. We're trying to save paper, okay? Step 2, document elimination. Continuous replenishment in the 90s. We want it so we just keep getting what we need. You cannot, cruise ships is a prime example. Carnival, for instance. They're worldwide pretty much. For the most part. I guess they're not in Asia at the moment. But any ship that leaves the continental United States, guess where it gets its food from?
Asia.
Miami. Every ship that leaves the continental United States gets 100% of their food from Miami, except for a very small amount of local produce. And you order 2 weeks out. So if I'm on a cruise today, a 7-day cruise, I'm going to order the food for not this cruise or the next cruise, but the following cruise. Isn't that weird? That's a long ways out. What happens if you run out? Or, they do. They run out of bananas and stuff like that all the time. But the point is, they really have that whole, replenishment fixed. So they know, okay, you know what? This cruise, we're expecting to sell so much. A prime example is they have certain cruises that go to different locations. And one of them, like the European cruise, goes to Germany. So if you got a cruise that goes to Germany, you probably want more bratwurst. So they can see where the cruises are going so they know what to replenish. So it's kind of it's an art. And I did a tour of the underside of the boat, and they got towels. Hand towels, bath towels. Do you think any get stolen? About 600 a cruise. It's like, holy crap, that's a lot of towels. That's a lot of towels, okay?
2 per person?
Well, considering they have 3,000 to 4,000 people on a cruise.
A lot less than I was expecting.
But about 600 is the average theft of towels. Now, there's tons of other stuff that gets stolen as well, but yeah. So, EDI, great idea. It's just not really used much anymore, okay? All right. Here's a, and here they talk about as a B2B, that's business to business. It was great when my business is buying from your business. We had something that would automate that process. I didn't have to go in there and invoice or order. It automatically happened. When I was doing the check at the grocery store the other day, there was a guy walking around with a handheld scanner. I thought he was cheating. I'm like, don't even tell me that scanner tells you the expiration date, because that's what I have to check. He goes, no, I'm just ordering. But he would scan it, and which is the product, and then type in how many boxes are there, and it would automatically order based on the preset inventory. So kind of a cool system. That's what we're talking about here. Okay. All right, supply chains management system. Hewlett Packard is a very, very elaborate one. You could order on the web. Nike has one as well. I think Nike is listed here in a second. You could order on the web. It's forwarded to the supplier. It's passed to the computer system there. There's order tracking. It can auto be delivered. There's just a lot of ways that they can make things easier. And again, this stuff has changed so much since this slide was even made.
I didn't even think Hewlett Packard was still in business.
Oh, sure. A lot of printers. Lots. Printers. Actually, Hewlett Packard brought out Compact. Who was it? One of my students yesterday brought in a laptop that was screwed up, an HP laptop. But yeah, Hewlett Packard's still there.
On the picture assignment, what was with all the Hewlett Packard copyrights?
This class?
No, it was in.
Okay, my next question was what the heck's
it was in forensics. It was in forensics.
The HP copyrights.
Yeah, like whenever, because I was looking for that one that was copyrighted by. It depends what program you use, but if you use the first one, it would show like Hewlett Packard copyright, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, a lot of times the software was edited with, but that was because I didn't use Hewlett Packard on those. I don't know.
It didn't show up on the.
Was it in the exif data you're talking about?
Yes, it showed up in there, but it didn't show up whenever I looked at it on the second program that we had. Names are escaping.
I don't know. I wonder if no, that software's not copyright. I don't know. That's weird. I don't know. I'll have to look at that. I didn't even notice that. Okay. So we have a lot of different. We have enterprise level systems, and really that's big, huge companies. Okay. Then we have the manufacturing of it. People can order on a website at the bottom. The order gets put in. It automatically orders, automatically pays. And it's nice when it all works, as long as people oversee it. Gas station down here on 15th and Sunny Lane, there's a Valero station there now. Okay. Did you know they were overcharging customers? I don't know exactly how much, but they were advertising one price and charging a different, and actually giving you a different amount of gas than what the machine was. They got caught and actually got closed down because I did an audit of their store, and there was huge chains on their gas pumps. What's that?
On Hewlett Packard's website, because obviously I had to look it up.
Yeah.
It says the hackers are coming. Are you ready?
Nice. So, all right.
Sales through.
Okay. Nike. This is where they're talking about their shoes. It says attempts to implement a new order web-based system where you could personalize your items. All kinds of problems with it. So there's a lot of, basically it just didn't work. Okay. They did what's called the Big Bang conversion, where they got it ready and then switched. What happens if it doesn't work?
Crashes.
You're kind of screwed. Chapel Supply, the company I talked about earlier, they always talked about switching to a different accounting software, but they never would until we found out the backup was screwed up, and then when they lost some data and they couldn't get the old accounting system, they had to do a quick conversion over. But Nike, one case of it says oversupply of unpopular products, undersupply of other popular products. Makes you think about it. Okay, we are in April here. So what should we be seeing in Walmart for clothing? Shorts, T-shirts, bathing suits. Try buying a bathing suit in December in Oklahoma. So where do you buy bathing suits in December?
Online.
Florida.
I need one local. I need it today.
Oh, Dick's. Thrift shop.
Thrift shop. That's where you buy them because people are cleaning out their clothes in the wintertime and they get rid of the bathing suits. That's actually where we end up buying them all. But we went on a cruise and we're like, oh crap, we didn't bring a bathing suit. Get to Galveston, guess what? They have bathing suits because it's on the water. So it was actually kind of handy, but it becomes a big issue. The whole supply, undersupply, oversupply is a big, big deal. Okay. If you think about Blockbuster a few years back, I guess they're all gone now, aren't they?
Yep.
But remember when they guaranteed for a movie to be in stock? Remember that? Before they went? How could they do that? How could they guarantee? What they were doing is they guaranteed it. And if it wasn't there, they'd give you a free movie later. That
They
wa-
a discounted movie.
Yeah, and that wasn't
Free.
guaranteed to have it. So Redbox
That's
just
only on the new releases, though.
right. It was only certain ones, right? Yeah. Netflix 2011. I mean that Netflix was getting better, and then they started sucking. But now they're getting better again. They're actually creating their own movies, their own TV
Yeah,
shows.
but they're also starting to suck.
And they're also
Yeah,
on
keep going up and
HD, and for like your normal HD movies, you can get it on 2 devices at the same time. If you pay, I think it's $11.99 instead of your base price,
Right?
you can do it up to 5 devices at the exact same time.
You mean stream the same movie at
Yeah,
5
they're not the
devices?
same movie, different movies, but streaming Netflix at the exact same time.
Oh, see, we only usually watch one or two. So I'm limited to with the base plan. I'm limited to how many streams I can
I
have
think
going.
it's two different streams at the exact same time.
Hulu doesn't limit you though. I've had it on like my laptop, my work computer, or another
Nice.
guy at my work.
But is it streaming at the exact same time?
Huh, I don't know. But Netflix, very, very, very popular. I expect to see it around for a lot longer. So I don't know. It's
Netflix is for movies. Hulu's more for
yeah. But one problem with Netflix. Did you ever see like a movie and you're like, ooh, I want to see
The first one of that.
the older version or the first one? Oh, I'm sorry, this is not available for streaming. It's like,
Yep.
what? What do you think they pay for TV shows on Netflix? I think it's like $10 million per episode.
And
Big
then they have
bucks.
to renew their contract after so long.
That's why every month there's new
Stuff
and old.
disappears.
Like,
Yep.
stuff goes away, stuff comes back.
But you can
That's why
also,
Big Bang
if you
Theory
want
is
some of
not
those shows, yeah, it may not be
Every
available
February
for
they
free.
do.
Right.
But there's a lot of them that you can view. I think it's like $5. You can.
You can rent them, yes.
Yes,
That's
they do have the
yeah.
option now. that
There's
you
a lot
can
of
rent.
renting movie, which is nice. It's a nice feature.
You don't have to pay Cox an arm and a leg for it.
Right, I haven't a Cox in years. I just
Also,
have it
if
for
you
internet.
Link it through your cable subscriber. You can go to their like the ABC
Right.
or whatever TV show it is, and they'll just let you watch it through that.
Apple TV has a lot of stuff
Yeah.
that you
Yeah,
can
it's
watch
all on
for
there.
free, like some of the HBO
Right.
channels and things for free.
All right, collaborative again. That's working with each other. I don't have time to talk about these forever, but it's one company working. Hey, you know what? Maybe if we get together and build something, we can make it better, cheaper, faster, that kind of stuff. Okay. All right, and there's just a picture of it. Private networks. One of the prime examples of this, actually, they talk about Procter and Gamble, but Ditch Witch was actually one of the first ones. They made their own intranet that was worldwide for people to be able to order Ditch Witch components, and it was kind of cool. But Procter and Gamble did it. It said the data flow begin at the point of sale, sent to manufacturers, distributors, suppliers. Actually, a lot of places somewhat do that now. If you go in Walmart and buy something, it's automatically decremented from their system. Once they hit a certain level, it automatically orders. So it's pretty much implemented now. Okay. Characteristics. It says it's developing efficient purchasing. That's the big issue. You want to be able to buy when needed and sell, obviously, when you get it. Okay. So I don't know if it's in these slides or not, but say we got a storm, tornado or something. What are the 2 items that are going to be sold the most?
Water and, I don't know, batteries.
Toilet paper.
No, it's actually strawberry Pop-Tarts and beer. Yeah, look it up. Look for, tornadoes and stuff. Strawberry Pop-Tarts and beer are the top 2 selling items in the event of emergency. I don't know why that would be.
Because they go great together.
I don't like a strawberry. There's too much frosting on Pop-Tarts nowadays.
Did they specify that it was the frosting?
No, they just said strawberry. So probably, I don't know. But it's kind of crazy, okay? All right, Walmart, actually, it's kind of funny because, this stopped at 2000, but Walmart is kind of forcing a lot of people's hands. Like Apple Pay, Walmart doesn't have it. They say they'll never get it because they're trying to use, begins with C, some other one. But yeah, Walmart's such a big company that they're like, no, we're not going to play nice with you. We're going to do our own way. I tell you, next time you go there, go to the self-checkout. And if somehow you can get a guy to have to manually enter the price, they do the override. That screen, it brings up a keyboard that's not normal. It was like A, B, C, L5, then D. It's like you can't just. The guy had the hardest time putting in the price because it's not a normal keyboard in there. It was really funky. But they do. They enable all kinds of different stuff, and it's very tough to get your stuff in Walmart. But if you can,
Speaking of Walmarts, have they figured out why they shut down those 5 Walmarts all over the country?
yes, plumbing.
Come on, this is
Plumbing.
Walmart. It's not
That's what they're
plumbing.
saying.
I know one of
Oh,
them-
we have plumbing problems. We're going to shut down these stores tomorrow.
I know
That's
one
what
of
happened.
them
One's in Tulsa.
was
One's in
a
Tulsa.
union, was trying to go towards
Yeah.
union. I don't know.
Those who are listening online, this is the story about Walmart shutting down 5 stores, one in Tulsa, about a plumbing issue. I did read the article, and you're right. It sounds like
Is it the same
seriously.
Walmart where bodies keep getting found every couple months in
I
the
don't-
parking lot?
It could
in
be.
their
It could
vehicle
be.
that have been there for 2
Yeah.
or 3 months?
But Walmart keeps changing the way things work, and they're a big enough company they can force. But if you want to get something into Walmart, you actually have to be able to provide a certain level of stock, and it's tough.
Unless it's a meth lab.
There it is, Pop-Tarts and beer. That's what I was telling you. Yeah, unless it's meth lab. Yeah, Pop-Tarts and beer. Look that up. It's
So
there.
all Pop-Tarts and all beer? Or?
I think it's strawberry Pop-Tarts and beer. I don't think they specialize the beer.
Okay.
What kind? All right. So let's see. Collaborative. We talked about that enough already. Sharing of proprietary data. Yeah, a prime example of that is, you ever notice Coke will come out with like Coke with lime, then the very next week Pepsi with lime. You ever notice that? There's got to be some coercion or collaboration going on between companies. There has to be. Okay. But integrating, into different ERP, enterprise management systems is tough. It can be very expensive. And once you do it, like our PeopleSoft system, what do you think it costs us? Anybody got an idea?
What do they charge you by?
I have no idea. I know we paid $25 million. Software update, $10 million. That's because it's expensive. They actually have to take the software and actually make it fit Rose State system. Because every school is different, and it's darn expensive, okay? So getting people to use the new system, wow, it sucks as well. Okay, all right, almost done with these here.
Yay.
Some things we can do with the ERP programs, we can do financial planning, we can do human resources. That's what we have here. We have a special HR area, special financial area, special, for student enrollment area. You can do everything with it, okay, into one single database. Ours, I think, runs on 34 servers, if I remember right. Our student system.
What's Oasis on?
It's running actually on all virtual servers now, but it was Microsoft SQL based, but it was bought out by Oracle, so I bet it's now Oracle based. But it's all running on VMs. I think 34 of them. So pretty big system. And what gets me though is I'll be up there sometimes on a weekend where the school's closed and it's still slow. It's like, seriously? Can't tell me it's demand. There's no one here. But no. Oh well, that's life. Okay. And there's just a picture of it, how the system works.
Maybe they throttle it back on the weekends, because why would they pay that much money on the weekends when nobody?
Yeah, but we own the hardware. We own the bandwidth. It's not like we're outsourcing that part.
Like, is it like Saturday weekend or?
Saturday, Sunday, whatever. It's not that it's slow, but it's like when I want to pull up your enrollment history, I have to run it and wait for it to send me the results. And it's like, okay, I'm probably the only person here bringing an enrollment inquiry right now, so it should be like, boom, right in there. And sometimes it's not. It takes sometimes a minute. And it's like, what's going on?
You do updates on Saturday?
They do sometimes. Yeah, they'll always tell us, we're going to be down Saturday. Okay. So ERP, way back in the 70s, but now it's huge, okay? And now it combines everybody. HR, financial, enrollment, everything is all, the whole thing is databases. That's where it all is now. Reduces overhead, shorter cycles, real-time information. Izzy Billings, everything's based on number. Her office is right around the corner. Her entire job is look at numbers. We actually based our enrollment on what's called first-time, full-time. Did anybody here go to Votech? You guys killed us by doing that? Because since you already went to the Votech, when you came here, you're no longer a first-time student, so I can't even count you as a graduate. I mean, yes, you are a graduate. Yes, you're enrolling in a class. But a lot of our stuff is based on first-time, full-time. So it's a first-time student enrolling full-time. If you went to the Votech, you're not a first-time, full-time student, so I can no longer count you. Because we were looking at graduates the other day, so they were low. I'm like, why are they so low? I'm like, oh, first-time, full-time. I'm like, well, that sucks. But again, overall graduation numbers matter, but a lot of stuff goes by first-time, full-time.
So he killed you too, because he's not a first.
Yeah.
This is my second.
People coming here taking one class, maybe a tinker employee who came here took a class for work. They're already in the system. Then they come back to get a degree. Oh, I'm sorry, you're an existing student. You're no longer first-time, full-time. So it's weird the way the whole thing works. I know.
I took a concurrent here. It doesn't count.
No, it counts, but since
Well,
you,
no, yeah.
when you actually got out of high school or whatever and came here, you're no longer first-time full-time. You're a continuing student, a returning student. I know it sucks. Again, the enrollment still helps, but when you look at the numbers, like first-time full-time, which is what everybody wants numbers based on, it sucks. And you know, whatever, do you come back to school the next semester is another big deal. Well, since, I'm going to take a semester off. Well, there you go. You just killed me. Because we go by how many students continue semesters. There's a name for that, whatever it is. How many continue semesters is a semester. So.
Congruent or
Continuous enrollment, I think it is. But it's just crazy. Now about this bottom thing. Implement a whole new system. What's the learning curve? We send people to California just to learn how to use the new PeopleSoft system. The people that use it a lot. But, it's pretty, oh, hell, you guys are here learning how to use different forensic software. Same thing. It's a learning curve on everything. Okay. Hazards says customization to fit the enterprise. Okay. That's us. PeopleSoft. It didn't quite fit us, so we had to pay $10 million for the update to be installed. That's a lot of... have you guys ever go to enroll in a class and see the option called waitlist? Don't bother. It's not implemented. You can waitlist to your heart's content. It ain't waitlisted. It's like, what the hell is that even there for? It is. I'm like...
So why does you get some professors that say that I've got like 4 or 5 people on my wait list?
Well, because if my class gets full and you tell me you want it, I can remember that. But the wait list in the system, where if you wanted to enroll in a class that's full and said wait list, I can't even see that.
That's retarded.
I know, it's very retarded.
Because if, say, him and him dropped out before like the first 2 weeks.
Then what you do is you need to keep checking the class enrollment, because it happens every time. People are like, but I waitlisted. No, trust me, you didn't. There's no such thing. I realize it's there, but it doesn't
Just to
work.
make you feel special.
I know. So that's that whole thing here. It was customized to fit us partially. Okay? But there were long payback. $25 million. You really think we got $25 million back that first semester? No. There's no way. Okay? How about cost and schedule? They're getting ready to update this building next Friday they start. Supposedly, they've done every single building perfectly on schedule. We were supposed to move into the second floor the 15th of August, which is like 4 days before classes start. Then we move into the bottom floor on September 1st, which is after classes already start.
But how are they supposed to cram? That's going to be hectic fall.
Oh, I know. It's going to suck.
Some of us...
My office is going to be room 115 in the Health Sciences building. But, okay, so let me continue this. But this is the first building they have to install a sprinkler system on. They haven't done that yet. So they're like, oh no, they'll do it on time. I'm like, but what if they don't? That's because right after us is the math department. So if they screw ours up and get delayed, that means the math persons get delayed.
I thought ours was supposed to be, this building was supposed to be the very last one.
No, we're next. Because we have more computer labs than anybody. And during summer, we have less computer lab usage. So update us during the summer when we don't need as many computer labs.
But that makes it harder for the IT students who need...
Well, there's still going to be, there's a computer lab in humanities, there's a computer lab in social sciences. It's just that we have more here.
But makes all the IT classes pretty much
Oh, I know.
distance learners.
I know. It sucks. Data conversion. It's funny, when I worked with that Marine guy, he switched accounting systems. Mail order manager to whatever the hell he switched it to. Well, it's funny because when they got the quote, it included data conversion. Well, so they went with it. They were installing this new system, and then they came to me and said, all right, Ken, you got the data converted? I'm like, oh, no. That was included in the original quote. They're like, no, it wasn't. I'm like, yes, it is. You might want to go back and check. And they were so pissed that I remembered seeing that in the original quote because they had to convert all that data. That is a big deal, converting data, because no two systems work the same. But they ended up converting it for free, and they were like, no, it was not there. So we provided them proof. And the owner was like, thank God you had proof of that. I'm like, yeah, it was there. Because I knew what it would suck. I said, oh, there ain't no way I'm doing data conversion. So I said, you're going to have to include it. Okay, fine, we'll include it. But then later on, they kind of didn't even mention it. I said, no. So that was pretty funny. Then training. Got a new system. Obviously got to train people on using it.
And that's
Okay.
when that sales rep got fired.
Yeah, it happens a lot. Okay. Finance and accounting. You know, SAP is a big one. PeopleSoft, I would say, is probably bigger now, but I can't guarantee that. Okay, Oracle, obviously, a big one. Oracle bought out PeopleSoft, so they're kind of combined now. But there's a lot of different ones out there, so I don't know which one's the top at the moment. It's probably SAP or PeopleSoft.
Wouldn't it be easier if we had like the D2L and the Oasis network all in like?
Actually, the update coming this summer, they are to be integrated.
Because having to log into two different pages.
Well, you know, your point, you know, the single sign-on is what you're wanting. That's good and that's also bad.
Since the Oasis is the one that deals with a lot of money and stuff.
Right. You know, it's... But that is changing. At least, now, right now, all you see is the class numbers. You don't see the names. That'll be changing this summer. So it's actually going to be incremental.
Having it where you can enroll in your classes on D2L instead of having to.
At least at the time.
I don't know. That's beyond me. That's beyond me. But, all right. Okay, so keys. Obviously, management has to have a buy-in to it. They have to support it because they're going to be paying for it. Okay. Consider the intangibles. You know, how good is it? What's it make our school? Does it make it look better by using it? That kind of stuff. Okay. Planning. You know, sound performance measures. Training plan. Do you have extra money? Because, you know, everything always goes over budget. So, a lot of stuff in there. Okay. That's the end of that lecture.